Hey YouTube, it's Katie from Aurora, and that's Fluffy Dog. Fluffy and I are taking a little impromptu road trip to Creede, Colorado. I picked Creede because I want to go see the Wheeler Geologic Area, which is apparently a pretty small little area, high altitude, remote rock formations that are supposed to be pretty cool. Just stopped at my favorite little rest stop along the way to adventure, just outside of Buena Vista, Colorado, and it's actually a little picnic ground that's run by the Colorado State Parks. It's got one of the best views of any picnic ground in the state, and this is how you know it's summertime in Colorado. Road construction. Fluffy Dog is not amused by the road construction. We have arrived in Creede, and it is ridiculous how cute this town is. Totally cool place. Fluffy and I are headed back Wheeler Road right now, and it's a little bumpy. So far, nothing that the Jeep can't handle. What I'm looking for is a nice spot to camp where there's not a ton of dead trees that could fall on us. We are headed through a area that has seen some serious beetle kill. We'll see how long it takes us to get out of this heavily forested spot and hopefully find a nice open spot to camp, because what we're seeing right now will not do. We will die. We found our camping spot for the night. It's really pretty up here. The first place we chose was already taken by somebody else, which, you know, that's how it goes. The second place I came upon, which looked really, really nice, was inhabited by a moose, so I decided that the moose could live there for the night. So we found another place, a little further up the road. Should be a lovely place to watch the sunset. The sunset is setting behind us here, or it's going to be setting soon. It's probably going to be a really nice sunset just because of all the wildfires. The wildfires are close enough that you can smell them, and there's a lot of smoke in the air from them, which is probably going to make a pretty sunset tonight. So, looking forward to that. You having a good time? Fluffy and I are all settled in for the night in our tent. Here is Fluffy Dog. He is pretty sleepy. Pretty sleepy little guy. He's all snuggled under the sleeping bag, which is not something he would normally do. But he seems to be pretty content in the sleeping bag. It's a good little boy. He's exhausted. I am getting ready for bed. Good morning, YouTubes. I have had a good night's sleep out in this lovely campsite, and I have packed up the Jeep, and we've got, I think, about 6 more miles to go to get to the Wheeler Geologic Area. It's a little bumpy road, but so far, not a big deal. The road back to Wheeler Geologic Area is a 4-wheel drive road. The road is pretty bumpy, has little whoop-de-doos. You gotta kind of downshift to get up some of the little hills. Kind of rocky in spots, narrow in spots, so you want to keep an eye out for cars coming the other direction. It's the type of road I would take someone who was wanting to do their first four-wheel drive road if it's dry. If this road is wet, I imagine that it would be a very different story. We have arrived at Wheeler Geologic Area and it's pretty cool. Just parked the Jeep and now we're gonna walk about a quarter mile down to the actual formations, and it looks pretty neat. Fluffy and I found a great campsite last night. It was on a little lake called Crystal Lake. It's back a four-wheel drive road. We had a lovely little mountain lake all to ourselves, and it was very nice. Good boy. We are now headed back towards Creede. We're going to stop and see North Clear Creek Falls and maybe check out the Bachelor Loop around Creede. And then we're going to have to head home. We are at North Clear Creek Falls, which they say are the prettiest waterfalls in Colorado. We're going to find out. It's just a short walk to the observation point for the falls. It's just a little spot along the road you can stop and check out these very pretty waterfalls. They're kind of far away, but they're very pretty. Fluffy Dog and I are headed up the Bachelor Road, which is just outside of Creede. Goes past a bunch of old mining settlements, and some very pretty country. What's really amazing is that I'm traveling up this road and I've seen no other vehicles. It's really beautiful up here, and there's just me. I really like this part of the state. Pretty much everywhere I've gone, it's been just me. And it's the weekend. I assume it's because it's kind of far away and a little bit difficult to get to, that there's nobody here, but man, it's really awesome.